Amazing. Welcome all. Welcome those of you live. Welcome those of you in the recording. Week 9. Wow. Wow. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Like, wow. I I am really looking forward to today and next week. I kind of almost feel like these last 2 weeks are what the whole quest is actually about. So, as always, we're going to just quickly zip through our little intro and then we're going to get stuck straight into it. Now, some of you are sacred time guardians, and the quest, one of the things it's doing is just reminding us that time is a thing in the world and it matters, and we have choices around that. Some of you are devoted to diamond keepers. And once again, just the quest is a reminder of what do you want to devote yourself to? What habits, what types of things do you want to put your energy and time and life into? Some of you have become dream masters and have reactivated this powerful dream juju and the magic of, receiving guidance and information in ways that not everybody has access to, but you've put the time and energy in and are starting to receive the results. Next week, we are going to announce the Grandmaster Quester. I've been thinking very hard about this. There might be a tie. Let's see what happens. And as always, I just want to celebrate all of you for just, for literally turning up. I was like, which one can I do, to celebrate all of you? And I just have all this gratitude for all of you, like so much gratitude for helping me turn up as this version of myself, live what it is that I want to be living, and, witnessing you support each other is actually my greatest joy on this planet. So thank you for being who you are, for being here. All the love in the world. If you want to pop some love in, feel free. Chuck the love in for one another. As always, our intentions are to create a container of support and love, to create our own system of intuition for life, and to create alchemy and change in all areas of our life. So just reflecting on your personal intentions and, as always, bringing those back into the space for a more powerful session. Just a synopsis of how we arrived at where we are. Quest 1, make sure nobody's waiting. No, it looks good. Quest 1 was where we learnt everything. We went through all the magic languages. We went through all the areas of life. We went through all the different posse teams. It was where we basically did the work with our first quest and received our master gift. Quest 2 was where we started tuning in to our tools and our remedies and our healing capacity and the inner shaman within us. And when we really started tuning into fine tuning, into what are my nuanced gifts? What are my ways of sharing magic with the world? And how can I embody all of this into my life? So we started just, fine honing the skills and the gifts. And quest 3, the honor wand, oh, this is cool. This week and next week are really cool. This is where we really learn to be of service in the world as magical beings. Firstly, by mastering our own lives and then being able to bring that into the world for the greater good. So no pressure. Last week, we did some breakout rooms as always. We did a healing on each other. We did a lot of inner child work and we completed quest 2 and our ceremony to receive our crown. We did some speed reads. We looked at rewiring our brain and more breakout time. This week, we are going to do a life area review. We are going to be doing some sharing, some speed reads, some breakouts, some integration, a new segment that I've brought in for the final quest. It's going to be really beautiful. So, and just a reminder for those of you who haven't been to one or can make it or are vibing, even if you just want to come for 20 minutes, half an hour of it, the final practice party is today at 9:15 after class ends. There will be a short break and then it will kick off at 9:15. So, as always, I would love to acknowledge country and I would like to put it out there as I have the last 2 weeks. And I want to thank Nick and Abby for putting their hands up the last 2 weeks for blessing and acknowledging country. I have put the posse on the screen, and my invitation is now out to any of you that want to put your hand up to acknowledge country and bring posse into the space for the group. Doesn't have to be perfect, just however you would like to open up ceremony today. So I'm going to be silent for about 10 seconds to see if somebody wants to take themselves off mute. If so, please do so and begin welcoming posse. No pressure, but you're very welcome. Oh, my little stare test didn't work this morning. Normally, my stare test works on you puppies. That's fine. I am going to just acknowledge country. I would like to acknowledge the country of all the lands upon which all questers are residing upon. Um, for me, that is the Gubby Gubby people. I'm currently on the Sunshine Coast. I would like to bring in and bless the entire Earth posse, the entire magical posse, the entire ascended posse, and Source itself. I bless and bring in with much gratitude all beings from all these realms, past, present, and future, through all the timelines, supporting us today and always. And so it is. Now, we are going to do a breakout time in a minute, but it is going to be a little bit different to usual. And I'm going to talk about why. I just keep checking, making sure no one's in the waiting room. Okay, perfect. Now, with I've been really sitting with how to do Quest 3 and how to really create integration. I thought I would just start off this integration process. I've got this new segment that I'm bringing into these last two missions, mission 9 and 10, or Quest 3, which is our honor wand. And this segment is called Walking the Path. And I thought I would start with this quote: with great power comes great responsibility. Who knew that I would be quoting Spider-Man? Apparently, it's from 1964, this quote, from one of the comics, and it became like obviously uber famous. Most of you have heard it. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is that I want to show you this next. We have choices. And I think you'll know what I mean by Dr. Sketchy versus following the light. When I was tuning in to, how do one thing is learning to activate your intuition, and it's a totally different ballgame, bringing it into your life and the world with integrity, with integrity. And oh man, oof, I have got some stories I will not share. I will not bore you with all my stories around the multiple layers of dissolving my ego um, in my journey of doing psychic readings for more than 25 years. And I remember when I first started doing readings professionally, or even just before I started professionally, when first started knowing that I kind of could do this, um, there was definitely ego. There was definitely something around wanting to prove how good a reader I was. There was something in that. There was an insecurity within myself, and there was something around wanting to share messages without really, um, how do I want to put this? Without really tuning in to the person before me and delivering what was needed the way it was needed. Because just because you have become, which all of you have become, masters at your intuition, I just want to be clear right now that you are all already at a place that many people will never be. Many people will never reach a place of soul clarity, the way that you guys have already reached in this moment. So I wanted to share a little story around my path with this Dr. Sketchy versus Follow the Light around my path. In 2011, I was guided to 2010 and 2011. It was a year total, but I was guided to do this kind of soul journey, many places around the world, various continents, countries, and I was basically following the path of spirit and my personal spiritual journey. It involved doing the Camino de Santiago in Spain. It involved um, various connecting with various different shaman in Peru and Mexico. And it became very clear very quickly that not everyone operates from the light. And I remember meeting this particular shaman in Mexico. And me and another traveler were both on this shamanic journey seeking wisdom and seeking a teacher. And I remember meeting this guy, and immediately, like, my whole blood just turned cold. He had these like red little veins through the whites of his eyes that were really prominent. And, this was like an initial meeting to see whether I would want to learn from this guy. And I remember him saying this line that I will do whatever the client wants me to do and pays me to do. And that included like spells, spell work, love spells, you name it. And I just remember my whole body turning cold. And I absolutely like walked away from that guy, knowing that I could never be taught from someone who didn't operate from the light. And to be quite honest, part of that is because I have a pretty prominent past life memory where I did things that were not good. I did not good things, let's say. They were definitely provoked, but whilst provoked, I did bad things. And I have that now with me of like, I'm deeply committed to no matter what anybody does to me, to following the light, to being the light. And I pulled a card. I'm hoping this resonates with you guys and I hope it's relevant. I pulled a card for us for this final quest. I think you guys are going to just blow out. Um, I want to show you guys properly. So I'm going to just show. Let me just take my video off that. Okay, because I want to show you guys this card. So firstly, when I pulled this, I pulled two cards for us for the day. So I pulled this one, and it's really for the third quest in how should I talk about the third quest? And the Nine of Pentacles is really, as we know, it's when we start reaping the rewards of everything we've learned, everything we've done, and bringing that into our daily lives. But the other one that I pulled from my other deck is going to rock your world so hard. The light. I pulled the light card. Stop it. Just stop it with the freaking good vibes of the light card. Come on. Like, how friggin' divine is that puppy, right? I was frothing. And I want to say, I've had this deck for maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years. I've never pulled this card. In the whole time I've had the deck, I've never pulled this card. And I was like, oh my God, I've pulled the light card for the team. We're freaking amazing. And I rarely read the things from the books in decks. I normally just go purely by my intuition, but I was actually guided to read it. And I was like, I just have to, you're going to blow out. Especially when I talk about like the whole point of the quest, the light. The sun is the source of all life on earth. Without the sun, plants could not grow and humans would cease to exist. In the same way, you have a sun radiating from within. Your heart, living your life through your heart means acting on your passions, speaking your truth, and being your authentic self, no matter the people or circumstances surrounding you. Every time you compare yourself, diminish yourself, or ignore your needs to please, a cloud forms around your heart, obscuring its pure life-giving energy. Your dreams and desires are waiting patiently behind dark clouds that are preventing your heart from spreading light throughout your soul. Don't look to others, to who you should be. Only you can manifest the future you desire. Your heart will shine its guiding light outward, sending nourishment to the people, the things, and the opportunities that will help you shine. Wealth, loving relationships, health, fulfilling jobs, all yours. Your light is a beacon for all your hopes and dreams, drawing them to you. And I was just like, dude, come on. It's pretty freaking rad, right? It's divine. It's divine. So now, I guess then the question is, as we, start straight off with the breakout room, my initial question, and this is going to be the question that I'm going to invite you guys to explore in the breakout room, is how will you use your intuition, firstly, to make your life better? Okay, that's the first step. But then, how will you use your intuition to make the world better? Because let's face it, isn't that the point? Yeah, we're here having this human experience. And the thing is, these two things go together. Of course, we want to live beautiful, fulfilling lives that we adore. But the whole point is to turn up the dial on our lives and to turn up the dial on the world. So, this first breakout room that I'm going to put you guys in is going to be, um, it's really going to be about you sharing and sharing what you feel for the person before you. So, you're both going to do a reading on each other. The person whose name is closest to the beginning of the alphabet is going to do the read, no, is going to receive the reading first. So the person whose name is close to the beginning of the alphabet will receive the reading first. And the person or people doing the reading are going to share, what do you feel is this person before you, what are they here to do for the world? Like, how are you here to make the world better? How are you here to activate the most magnificent version of your life? No pressure. We're just going to start by going hard. So let's do this. Let's get the breakout rooms happening. Now we are going to do, okay, so we've got three. We do have three in one room. So for the room of three,
Ayla, I'm happy to sit this one out, honey.
I mean, would you prefer to sit this one out? You definitely don't have to.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to sit this one out, my love. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, park bench me.
Okay, baby. All right, let me add a room and okay. All right, my darlings. So then, two per room, and your time is going to start now. You're going to get just a couple of minutes each. And to those of you watching the recording, I invite you to do two rounds of this, two layers of this, to go deeper within yourself. Perhaps one question, firstly, around, you and how to make your life the best version, and the second round about how to use your gifts for the world. Okay, my love. So we are going to open the rooms now. Each, you're
Ayla,
going to get a couple of minutes of solo time, baby.
Ayla,
Yes,
just one quick question. So
yes,
it's actually a reading, so we use the cards or
yeah.
intuition?
It can be either. You can use anything you want. You can just look at the person in the eye and speak. You can pull a card if you want. You can just tune into their energy. You can hold your crystal. This is now where it doesn't matter what you use. You are just trusting that you are the medicine, you are the gift, you are the teacher, you are the wisdom vessel, and you've got this. Sound okay? Perfect. Thank you, my darlings. All right, you're going in the rooms now, a couple of minutes each, and I will tell you when to swap. Your time starts now, my darlings. Swapping over now, my love, swapping over. Okay, welcome back. Now, we are going to go into our journey now. And we're going to do some sharing around that process and around what we got in our journey and our next breakout room. We're going to get some time for some sharing, but we're going to go into our journey so that we can fit that in before our break. Now, with this journey, it is going to be a little bit different to our normal journey. So what I want you to do is get comfy as always, but um, to grab all your notes. And for those of you who brought a highlighter or a different colored pen or texter, that would be great. Bring that as well. But you're definitely going to want pen, paper, all your notes, maybe some blank paper too. In this journey, part of the journey is I'm actually going to be guiding you through your notes to skim. So, and see what stands out during the journey. So I definitely want you to have those with you. And we're going to be just doing a final check-in on if there's anything we need to know about the tools, anything we need to know about the remedies. We're going to just find any further supports, and we're going to go through all the areas of life to get any highlights around your action steps. So that is what this journey is about today. And so getting ready, if there's any questions, just pop those in the chat now. Any questions directly related to this journey. Otherwise, we are going to jump straight in, my darlings. We're going to jump straight in if there's no questions. Okay, looking good. All right, amazing. Let's do this. Let's do this, darlings. Okay, my loves. So getting nice and comfy and finding yourself, as always, on the forest path. So peaceful, so easy, light, little forest sounds. It opens up into the clearing with so much ease. And behind the clearing is your mountain. You are glided up the mountain with absolute ease and grace. And as soon as you arrive at the top of the mountain, I want you to see if there's any beings there for you. Are there any beings there to meet you? Any posse beings who want to join you for this quest, this final quest? If so, noting those down and heading straight over to the Magic Power Palace. As you step over to the Magic Power Palace, you are outside the door. Now I invite you to step inside the Magic Power Palace, and as you do, you are surrounded by all those portals, all the portals of all the psychic languages. This is now just an opportunity to check if there is any final message around any language, any way of you receiving your wisdom, any final message that wants to land in this Magic Power Palace to remind you of your gifts. And now with the 7 sacred tools of journeys, oracle and tarot cards, using books, doing scrying, automatic writing, psychometry, and dreams. Are there any final messages around the 7 sacred tools for you? Any final messages around the tools? If so, jotting those down. and zipping instantly out of the magic portal palace and straight over to the healing temple. Opening the door of the healing temple, stepping inside and seeing before you the recharge remedies of using plants, using earth remedies, using color therapy, using posse energy essences, and an infinite number of other possibilities. Just seeing if there's any final messages around healing tools and healing gifts for you. Gathering those now. And stepping out of the healing temple and going straight and instantly to the Posse Connect portal. Finding yourself at the Posse Connect portal, stepping inside and seeing yourself surrounded by all the posses, by the Earth Posse, the Ascended Posse, the Magical Posse, and by Source itself. And just seeing if there's any beings that feel that they want to join you and be your kind of like guardian or mentor as you explore everything to do with the area of life around you. Are there any posse that want to come with you? Because we're about to go and head over to the creation portal, and you may want some posse coming with. No problem either way. And now just checking in if there's any posse who may want to support you in the area of life that is about love and relationships. Is there any posse who wants to be your mentor around that area of life? If so, noting it, asking them to join you for the rest of this journey. And finally, a check-in on, is there any posse member who wants to support you, who's putting their hand up to support you around the area of life, around career, money, lifestyle, and home. The area of life around life itself. Any posse and expert at that who may want to support you. Gathering them, thanking all beings, all the posse for joining you. And finding yourself immediately now at the creation portal. I want you to step inside the creation portal, and there you see the 3 different areas of life. One area of life about you, one area of life about love, and one area of life about life itself. Starting with the area of life about you, about your soul, about your growth, about your fun, and about your health. And now I want you to gather any bits of paper, and I know you've probably got lots, any bits of paper that you've got with notes that are about these areas of life. Could be things around, the Zen action plan, around the healer activation, anything to do with your personal development, your soul, fun, health. That's all the area of life around you. I want you to gather all those bits of paper now grabbing a highlighter or different colored texture. If you don't have that, just whatever you've got. And I now invite you to begin, not reading, just scanning any documents that you've got around this life area and just seeing where your intuition takes you and highlighting sentences or circling sentences. Trusting your hand, your pen, your texter. And this is definitely not about reading every word. You will never get time to do that through the journey. This is literally just about a woo-woo magical way of tuning in to this area of life over the last 8 weeks of messages. Now, with these core highlights that you have just highlighted or circled, I want you to just tune in to ask, what are your two first action steps around this life area? What are your two first action steps? Because unless we action our messages, our lives don't change. We have to action them. So writing down your two action steps for the area of life of you. If you received a posse to support you here, I want you to now tune in to this posse, or if not, to the creation portal itself. Is there any final action step that wants to come from your posse member or from the creation portal itself around this area of life that's all about you? Jotting that down. And now I want you to gather the pieces of paper about love and relationships. Anything that you have on questions that you have asked, receiving answers and guidance around love and relationships, partners, families or soul families, friends, and community or the world. And as before, I want you to now start scanning those documents and looking for any sentences that stand out, circling or highlighting those sentences. You don't need to read it all. Just trust the things that stand out. This is integration time. Consolidation of everything we've done. Might be a word, might be a little image you drew, might be a symbol, might be a whole sentence, whole paragraph. Anything and everything that stands out, that is putting its hand up to you saying, me, I'm important, I need to be brought into this wrap up. And now I want you to tune in, gathering all that wisdom, all those messages that you've received from yourself and from your beautiful fellow questers. What are the 2 action steps that you are guided to take? What 2 action steps do you need to take around the area of love? The 2 action steps that you need to take now. And if you have a posse member supporting the area of relationships, I now invite you to ask them or the creation portal itself for one further action step. Is there any further action step around partnerships, family, soul family, friends, or community? Jotting all that down, and now turning to the area of life itself, involving career, wealth, home, and lifestyle. And so now I want you to gather any bits of paper where you may have messages around any of that, those other logistics of life. Not about you, not about relationships, about all the other bits that make up life. Beginning to scan through and once again finding things to highlight, things to circle. What stands out? Trust yourself. And now, once again, as with the other life areas, I want you to tune in to 2 action steps around this area of life. 2 action steps. What 2 steps do you need to take now? To activate your quest. Jotting down your action steps. And once again, if you brought a posse member with you as a mentor for this area of life, now asking them or the creation portal itself for one final action step around this area of life itself. Jotting that down. Doing any final sweep of the creation portal to see if there is any final generic overarching action step that wants to land. Last chance, if you will. Jotting that down if there is any final little sneaky one that wants to get in there before we head out, head back to reality. Jotting that down. And now thanking the creation portal, stepping out of the creation portal now, immediately zipping through the soulscape and finding yourself just gliding down that mountain with absolute effortless ease and grace, moving through that clearing, finding yourself on the forest path, moving back through the forest with shards of light, benevolent little critters scurrying, and finding that path, landing back in the room where you are now. So just gently, perhaps having some water, having a little stretch, just gently doing what you need, moving your body a little bit to bring yourself back into the space and land back in this moment, thanking all the beings, all the messages, thanking yourself, thanking each other for this container that we're all holding together. And very, very gently returning to the space. All right, my loves, welcome back, guys. Now, once you are back, I would love for you to just pop in the comments so that I know that you are back alive and kicking. Alive and kicking, my darlings. Yeah. All right, so just let me know when you are back alive. Hola. Hello, darlings. Just waiting for a few more people to join the land of the living kicking. Oh my God, that was actually really funny, Audrey. I really appreciated the kick. Alive but not kicking. Amazing. I would really love for somebody yeah. I knew we'd be like close to the midway mark at the end of this meditation. So I was just umming and ahhing how much time we had. Would love for us to just do a group share. Is there anybody who would like to share in the group space how that experience was for you? You definitely don't need to share everything, but maybe to share a couple of the action steps that you were guided. Maybe pick one area of life, one of the three, and share a couple of the action steps, what that felt like, what it was like scanning your notes. Did things pop up? I would really love for somebody to share before all of us, we are going to get some time to share this stuff, in some breakout rooms. But I would really love it if somebody is feeling it's an invitation. It's an invitation. Invitation. Is anybody vibing to have a little share on how that experience was, my loves? Anybody vibing it?
I can share.
I would love that, babe. There you are, my
Amazing.
darling. Thanks, honey pot. I think you should be up on the screen. Okay, perfect. So,
Amazing.
love, hello.
Hello, hello. Thank you for that. That was delicious. I was struggling to hear you a few times, but your voice was like very meditative too. So when it was softer, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
which was amazing. Yeah, really interesting. The thing that was coming through the strongest was how all the answers are here. Quite often I'm like outwardly focused and trying to figure it all out, but it really sort of brought me back into like the wisdom of the body. And really interestingly, a posse, if you will, that hasn't come through before came through, which was the dragons.
Wow.
We'd never spoken about what posse the dragons are in. I was like, what the hell? But the dragons were there, and I really felt their presence. I mean, I feel like I work with the like elementals, like elements, like most. But I have been working with the dragons, and they were really at the forefront, which was awesome. And I have a couple of courses that I've been doing, and I've been getting the nudge to sort of to look back into them, and that sort of was like one of the action steps. I was like, that was the message that I was just like thinking, because I have a million thoughts running through my head a million miles an hour all day, every day. And so quite often when I have a thought like that, I just like let it go on by. But the message was like, no, like it's coming through for a reason. So go back and visit that, because it's going to offer me some clarity around like what I've been searching for clarity around. And the piece around the elements is working with the earth, because I'll show you, I'll just turn it around. Excuse the state of my kitchen right now, but um Carissa's mum is a naturopath, and she has been, I love bushflower essence, and she has given me her like kit,
Oh,
which is like full strength. Like, so you know how you take this and you mix it with the alcohol and stuff in the droppers. And so the message that I received was like, this has come at the perfect time. And I've actually to deepen into my own essences with bushflower essence through the wisdom of my body. And so they were like the two main sort of action steps that have come through, which I'm pretty excited about, because I was like, oh, I love bushflower essence, but I was like, I've never had a whole kit just at my disposal. And so I'm excited to journey with that. And so, yeah, that was pretty much what I received through that meditation. So, yeah, thank you, my loves.
thank you so much, babe. Thank you so much, honey. I think that was wonderful. And I love the clarity, right? Like, and that's why we have to do these consolidation journeys where we can go, wait a minute, we've gotten a crazy ton of stuff. Like, that potentially could just be thrown in a drawer and nothing will ever happen with that, for the rest of my life. The whole point is we have to action it, right? So thank you so much, Nick. Really appreciate that. I think everyone probably got something from that. Yes, so awesome. Yeah, amazing. Is there anybody else? Thank you. Thank you, Colleen, for acknowledging that. Is there anybody else who wants to share in the bigger group? Thanks, Audrey. Anybody else who wants to share in the bigger group? And if not, we are going to have our quick 2-minute break now. Anybody else who wants to do a quick share? Anybody else vibing it? No worries, darlings. So we're going to take our 2-minute break now. Then we're going to come back and we're going to go straight into to do our speed read. So get ready, tigers. We're going to do our speed read as soon as we're back. So 2-minute break, and I'll see you all in a couple of minutes. What is it now? 8:03, so at 5 past, yeah? Couple of minutes. See you soon, my loves. All right, my loves, we are now going to go straight into a speed reading session. So there will be one group of three, which is going to be A-OK. As we know, for the speed reads, it doesn't matter how many people are there. So when I pop you in the speed reads, this is going to be around basically the person receiving the reading. All they need to do is shout out which of the three areas of life they want information on. The area of life you, the area of life love, or the area of life. And then the other two just need to start punching out information around action steps, messages. But ideally, what we're seeking is action. This is about, we've got a lot of messages. This is now about nuts and bolts. How do we change this person's life? How do we help them do that? How do we help them take the action? All right, darlings. So the person, when you are put in the rooms, the person who feels, you're going to have 10 seconds. I'll do the 10-second countdown. And the person who feels that the reading is for them needs to state it. And then the rest of the time will be the reading as usual. There's going to be 3 rounds of 2 minutes where you'll be swapped and moved around. So, unless any questions, if there's any questions, quickly pop those in. And otherwise, I'm getting you in the rooms, my loves. Good luck. You can use anything you want. Be the magical, like witch, wizard, warlock, whatever the hell you want to be. Be your epic self. And let's do this. Let's go, baby. To those of you in the recording, I also invite you to do 3 mini 2-minute reads for yourselves. I would do one on each of the 3 areas of life in terms of an action step. Any further details around this action step? I know how easy it is to just not press pause and just keep watching, but I so invite you to please press pause and, really, really do these mini little extra steps, because they might be the exact nuggets that you have been waiting for. This is what we're doing here. Consolidation, bringing it all together for you to live your best life. All right, I'll see you on the other side, my darling. Welcome back, darlings. Welcome back. How did we go? Do you want to pop in the chat? How was this speed read around getting action steps and taking action? How do we go? Does anybody want to pop something in the chat just so I get a little bit of an idea on how that experience was for you? How do we go, my loves? Too bloody quick. 100%. 100%, darling. Anybody else want to share anything? How did you go with that? I mean, it's pretty deep topic to do a speed read on. Pulled a card for you too. 5 Pentacles. Upside down message was new courage and opportunities. Also got the message with word charity, but not sure if that meant giving or getting. Very cool.
Sorry, I meant to send that to a direct message to a person, and I sent it to the whole group because I'm
No problem. No problem. I reckon the person now knows who that's for. Perfect. Amazing. I was like, are you pulling a card for me? That's confusing. Amazing. Your reading was awesome. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad, Nicole. Thank you, honey.
Oops, I'll go on mute.
All right. Yes. What else have we got? Thank you all. Great to receive and to give. Did get clarity. Very strong when the same message from different people. Yes. I also love that. I think that's one of the powerful things around the speed reads. Awesome, guys. Very, very cool. Okay, my loves. So we are now another couple of things with this walking the path concept, which is, look, it's a little bit of a wank, like excuse the little bit of a wanky vibe, but I didn't really know how else to word this. I was like, oh my God. Um, it sounds like a little bit of a toss, but it kind of does matter that we have some kind of practice. What does it mean for you? I just thought I'd share a couple of things. Like, one thing that I find makes a big difference is just a daily check in with yourself. And I've gone through like sometimes years at a time where I wake up and the first thing I do is I ask myself for a word or a question. And just to frame my day, a word or a question. And if it's a word that I ask for, then it's normally a theme word for me to focus on for the day. If it's a question, once again, it just brings attention to that energy to frame through the day. And also the other thing that I find really helpful to check in daily is just to check in with your frequency. Are you in a place of roughly love, peace, and joy? Or is there an energy of all the others? The Kaka FM. And I just find that's something we can very quickly check in. And as we've said before, it's definitely not making any emotions wrong. It's just a check in of whether we want to spend an entire day sitting in an energy of anger or whatever it may be, or whether we actually want to alchemize it. Just remembering we always have choices. So I just thought one of the biggest things is just checking in with yourself daily and forming habits. So for example, like I have definitely got a bunch of tool and message habits. For me, that looks like I'm now some sort of scrying demon. Like the world just has to take stock, because if I am anywhere, I will start scrying any surface that I can get for messages. Trees, clouds, like I don't care what it is. Like the bottom of my soup bowl, if I don't clean it out straight away, then I look at it later and I go, ooh, that's cool. So anyway, I'm a scrying demon. You find what your thing is. Um, in order to get regular habits, as I said, like that was the main reason with the practice, bringing in the practice habit, is I'm trying to help you guys start a habit of like one card a day, or one message a day, one tune in a day. And I find it can be really helpful to just loop the life areas, so that everything's getting covered. And you generally just do that organically and intuitively. So that's just one little thing. And just with the journey habit, I thought I'd just pop that there, because for some of us, we prefer journeys. I know even for me, like I don't always do journeys, but there's times when I need to go deep and I take myself on a journey into, the soulscape. And I spend like an hour in there, like exploring, doing a big journey, maybe listening to one of the recordings I've done for clients and pressing pause when I need. So you guys now have the whole suite of every journey that we do in the quest. So that means you're going to have more than 10. I think you're going to end up with about 12 journeys that you could repeat any of them, maybe just doing one a week, to continue cycling and circling. So that's just a thought if it resonates for you. Now, I want us to do another breakout time. But with this one, I want to do something pretty deep. Oh my God, I'm so nasally. I'm so sorry. My voice has been unimpacted by this flu until today. But that is okay. I'm down with it and just having to accept that I sound like an underwater banana. So whatever that, I don't know what an underwater banana sounds like, but I think that's me. Okay. All right. I'm back. I'm trying to focus. All right. So let me get these breakout rooms because we want to look at what I've got set up. All right. So, Nick, what I'm going to do, because I know, Nick, that you need to leave early. So, Nick, I'm always going to put you in the group of three so that when you need to leave and can no longer be actively, participating because you need to head to work, then the other two can just continue. So, for the moment, all right. All right, so what I'm going to do, I might make it. I might make it just tuning into how we're going to do this. All right. In the group that has Nick in it, I might make it, Nick, that you receive the medicine first. So, and then when you leave, it won't matter. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, and um, for the other rooms, make it the person whose name starts closest to the beginning of the alphabet. They will be receiving the medicine first. This is going to be a little bit longer. I'm actually going to give about 5 minutes per reading. And it's actually going to be for the people in the group of three, 5 minutes. For the people in the groups of two, you're going to get about 7.5 minutes each. It's going to be quite long, okay? It's going to feel long compared to the 2-minute ones. And the person receiving is going to request support with any gap in your quest or anything you're scared to ask for help with, but you know you need it. So this is a time for a deep, vulnerable reaching out. This is the moment. Okay, we are ready for that. Quest 9, a lot of safety, right? Quest 9, mission 9, a lot of safety in the group. So I'm going to pop you in your groups, and the person receiving, I want you to just speak with your whole heart. What do you want from these people? How can they help you? Okay. And if anybody has a question, please let me know now. Any questions?
Yep. For the reader, can you please just summarize what the reader is to do?
Yeah. Thanks, Neen. The reader is to literally do whatever it is that your inner guide is telling you to do. For some people, that might mean grabbing your crystal and sending energy and healing. That might mean holding space and staring into that person's eyes with love. That might mean pulling a card. That might mean tuning in and saying a couple of sentences with no other tools. This is now where we trust ourselves. Yeah, the tools are just tools, but we are the medicine, we are the magic, we are the gift. Okay, so trusting this person has come to you as a client and you are there to help them. They have a question that they do not know how to resolve, and they've come to you, and you are the medicine. Let's do this. You've got this. I have every faith. All right, my loves, every faith in the world in you. I'm sending you into your rooms. Nicole, you are receiving first. For those of you, all of you, I will tell you when to swap, my loves. In you go, and good luck. To those of you in the recording, I definitely invite you to tune in to what is the area of life or a question where you feel really vulnerable, anything that scares you a bit, anything that you're scared to even ask because you may not want to know the answer. Today is that moment. This is the moment. This is what the quest is actually about. So, trusting yourself, I invite you to do 2 questions and I will see you on the other side. So please don't don't just keep playing, press pause grab your cards, tune in, grab your notes, and go deeper with yourself and gift yourself the medicine that you are. I send you so much love, and I'll see you on the other side, my darlings. Welcome back, everybody. I would love for you to pop in the chat. How did you go with that deeper than usual and longer than usual session with your fellow participants? How did you go? How was that experience? Yeah, that was freaking beautiful. Oh, and the tears emoji. There's something that happens, obviously, when we have time, is that we can go deeper. So, anybody else want to pop anything in the chat around how that deeper experience was? So amazing. Each reading connected to the others. Absolutely. I love that. Anybody else want to pop anything into the chat? Never had a two-person card reading before. It was next level. Yeah, that next level, they're a little bit brutal. It can be a bit brutal in terms of the honesty, because when it comes from two people, from two separate pieces of intuition, it's pretty hard to ignore, like the ramming hammer, like smashing your head. I thought I would have enough info to share, but sitting with it, new messages kept coming. I love that, Neen. And that is what happens. The deeper we go, the deeper we go. It was spectacular. Thank you, Nick. It was great to have the time to truly dive into things and give your full attention to what needs to come through. Absolutely, Scarlett Kylie. I agree completely. And that's why I wanted to start doing these deeper dives in these closing sessions. I want you guys to get that you have so much to give, so much to share. Thank you. Okay, people agreeing with all that, 100%. Amazing. Well, my loves, we are going, that brings us to mission 9, our outcomes. So we have just been of service to one another in the most truly spectacular way. And I can see there's another post here, Dean, that was so beautiful and powerful. It brought tears to my eyes. Oh, also be that lion. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's so funny, Audrey and Neen, Spirit kept putting the two of you together. You guys, I just trusted, needed medicine together. Because at one point I was like, oh, they were together last time. Maybe I'll swap it. And I swapped it. But then I did automatic and it just brought you together again. So anyway, it just is meant to be. So Quest 3, our honor wand. Today, we have really started exploring this energy of, with great power comes great responsibility. How the hell do I live as a magical being in this weird world? And how do I just use my juju for good? That's what we really started exploring today. Next week, as always, I invite you to bring your tools and remedies, anything guided. But also, I would like you to work on a manifesto, little homework, if you will, because we're going to do a very deep breakout room around that. What else? Just looking at the comments. Thank you so much. Today was really sacred. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Nick, my darling. All right, honey. So I'm going to talk about this manifesto before we wrap up. Yeah, perfect. So I've just done an example of what is a manifesto. It's basically this sentence that you claim to yourself as who you want to be in the world. So, for example, a manifesto that I was just starting to tune into is I live as love, following my guidance for the good of all. And I do kind of feel like that's basically now what I'm trying to do, is just like keep bringing my heart back to love, no matter how many times it breaks, how much rejection, how much pain, whatever happens with the humans, return, heal and return to love. I'm now just ludicrously, almost obscenely obsessed with following my guidance after some big implications of not following my guidance. And I now know that unless it's for I do kind of trust that following my guidance when it comes from that higher place, is for the good of all. But my aim is definitely to bring some good, in the time that I'm here on Earth. I feel that when I do this as a solo quester, I will also fine tune this. I've had many versions of a manifesto through different programs that I've done, personal development programs I've done. Some are really long. I just want to keep this one kind of pretty short, maybe maximum 3 sentences. That might be one sentence for each area of life. It might be just three summarizing sentences around who you are, what you want to do and what you want to leave, whatever that means for you. But I want you to work on this manifesto over the next week, and we are going to do something really beautiful with this in the breakout rooms next week. And just a reminder for anyone staying, final practice party is today at 9:15. Wanted to just mention some of these other little portals. Dude, I'm not a social media expert, that is for sure. But I have a deep mission and vision to do many, many things. So if any of you guys are on these portals, I have just started a YouTube channel. I would freaking love if anyone would like to subscribe to that, where I'm going to be doing vlogs around following my intuition, traveling the world, and collective readings. They're the two core things I'll be doing on there. My Insta and Facebook are both just at Aaila Greene or Aaila Greene on Facebook. My business page has been super dormant, but I need to reactivate that puppy. But I hate Meta. I'm in a thing. I'm in a Mexican standoff with Meta. Anyway, if any of you would like to support me in any of these channels, I would be grateful. As you know, there's the Master Quest Hub. So anytime that there's new rounds of questers, I'd say probably what I'll do is I'll send an email to any prior questers, just letting you know there's new action in the hub, there's new fresh meat, in case you guys want to meet more people, do another round together, do some practice parties, whatever that may be. Practice with these people. And I have this portal, the Rebel Unicorn Club, which is just basically a space to share good juju, magical stuff, meditations. So if any of you want to join that, just Google Rebel Unicorn Club in Facebook groups and it'll come up. So I would love support from any of you if you feel inspired. And until next time, until next week, stay magical, my darlings. I'm so grateful for all of you today, and I will catch you all next week. I am going to stop this recording.
Aaila, you're mentioning next week, but isn't there a practice session after this?
There is. There is a practice session after this. There's a practice session after this. And so I am just saying goodbye for the greater good. Let me just stop this little puppy. Perfect. No problem, Audrey. No problem. So for all of you watching the recording, many blessings, and I will catch you next week, my loves.